Welcome to Explain America. I'm your host, Kyle Becker. We've been following someone pretty closely at Explain America, and it's really just because she has a big mouth. Well, she's just about to get a big boot in her behind out of her district, and it couldn't really happen to a nicer person, right? Well, before we get into this story, please like, share, and comment at Explain America. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Now, Jasmine Crockett, who called Donald Trump a POS recently, is getting some very bad news because she's one step closer to getting out of office. And that's not just because the Texas Senate just put the smackdown with a 19-2 vote about redistricting in Texas. And that would gain approximately 5 seats for the Republicans, all things being equal. Well, Jasmine Crockett is one of the 5 Democrats whose district in my backyard here in Dallas, Fort Worth area, well, she is going to be out of luck because she won't be living in her district anymore. So what will this mean? She'll have to move to the new district, and then she'll have to run again. Well, here's the problem with that. Some people in her new district, apparently they have this thing called common sense. And they don't like people who run their mouths and deliver 0 results like Miss Jasmine Crockett. Well, Jasmine Crockett may be able to code switch and talk to her urban audience in a way that appeals to them because she's full of attitude and she's full of spunk and she's sassy. But that doesn't get political results for people. That doesn't lift them out of poverty. That doesn't give them jobs. That doesn't secure the border. That doesn't really do anything for anyone. So Jasmine Crockett is going to have to learn a new shtick. Now, she's a political chameleon. Maybe she can learn this. But it looks like she is going to have a real problem trying to connect with anyone who isn't her core constituency. So they're undoing the gerrymandering in Texas. And guess what? Those 60 Texas House Democrats, they're already signaling that they're going to come back and have to face the music. Womp, womp, womp. So they're going to have to face the music, and it's going to be a really symphony of destruction for their hopes of taking over the Congress. It's going to be 5 at least for them. That's going to be extremely difficult for them to win. It could be as many as 8 if Abbott would call another special session. So they're going to ramp it up until they capitulate. And they could have saved us all a lot of time, trouble, and bad PR for them by just doing their job, doing their duty, and not breaking the law. But apparently Democrats, like Jasmine Crockett's been encouraging these Texas House Democrats. She's been haranguing and clashing and lashing out at anybody who just blinks at her. And it's going to be all for naught. It's going to be full of sound of fury, signifying nothing. And it's a tale told by an idiot, and that idiot appears to be Jasmine Crockett. So before we close this, share your thoughts. What do you think about Jasmine Crockett? Do you want her back in there as the spokesperson for the Democratic Party? I mean, there is a flip side to this, right? We would lose one of the best spokespersons for conservatism that you can imagine out there. I mean, Jasmine Crockett, you couldn't get a conservative firm to hire a better spokesperson for Republicans because Jasmine Crockett's it. She's might as well be on payroll. That could be her next gig, be a Republican advisor when she finds herself out of a job. So Jasmine, you might have to start looking for some different work. You gave it a good try. You gave it a good hustle. And, we'll miss you if you go because really, you're one of the most effective persons the Republicans have ever seen at getting people to vote for them. So, hopefully you can figure something out and get back into politics soon because, Republicans need you. So this has been Kyle Becker with Explain America. Please like, share, and comment. We love hearing from you. And thank you for watching.